Show
You're
up
on.
the show. Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the Nerdery. I'm Jimmy.
I'm Tanya.
And there's Tanya, and we have my girlfriend here tonight, a very special guest who is not going to talk to us and shall not be named, but she's usually on the show anyway, on the other end of things. Anyway, right now you're probably wondering where my co-host is.
So are we.
Yep, our producer is, as well as our audience. And, well, just to shed some light on that mystery, we really all know where he went. He's making lemonade as we speak.
He's making lemonade. That's disgusting.
Not country time either.
Ew.
It's made with powder.
Well, you know, if you get,
Gross.
and you know what? If you got the runs, it's called an Arnold Palmer.
Ugh.
And he's back.
And then that's poop and
Can they hear us?
lemonade? That's
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think so.
by
The lights
lemonade
are
I mean
moving.
pee. So, thankfully he's not dropping off any brownies. Otherwise, he'd be gone for another 25 minutes.
Or making iced tea? What the fuck are you getting at?
I was trying to use iced tea and lemonade as a euphemism for runs and piss
Okay, they can hear us.
in the toilet. An Arnold Palmer. It's where you don't want to stand up. If you're a dude, it's where you don't want to stand up and piss because you know if you do, you're probably going to shit yourself and it's going to be all liquidy.
We've all been there.
So you sit down and you just let it go.
Oh no. I have a Greek tragedy.
Oh, fuck.
What is it? No hat? Oh no!
There was a black box somewhere.
JD is still not ready for camera.
Right there, Anna?
No.
Oh, balls.
I got a whole wall of them.
There's a wall of them. Go to the wall.
He's
coming
going to
back.
his wall of hats
It was in there
now.
where he peed earlier.
It's a very sacred location in the house where he hangs all of his hats.
No, he does not hang shit. It's where I
It's a very sacred location in the house where his loving and caring wife hangs
puts
all
the
of his
hats
hats.
when I find them all over the house.
I was just,
Lovingly.
see there, a lot of love.
I have more in the car.
Are they lovingly?
I don't go there.
Are they lovingly hung anywhere in the car, or are they just tossed about?
They're not tossed
Strewn
about.
about. There you
They're all
go.
tossed in the passenger side rear floorboard.
Strewn.
Hey, that's where I got this one.
Passenger side rear floorboard?
Yes, sir.
It's the hat spot.
That's right. That's right.
That's why Laura rides up front now.
All you got to do is pick it up,
Quit stepping
shake
on
it
my
off.
hats.
You know,
That's not where hats go.
it totally is where you pick it up, you shake it off, you put it on. That's all you got to
Wait,
do,
I haven't
right?
had a
Yeah.
rear seat
You know, make sure
lawnmower.
nothing's growing in it. Maybe
Yeah.
turn it inside out. Make sure there's not like a spider in there or something.
No, I just.
Yeah, there you go. You shake it.
So if there is something in there, it's gonna bite me like immediately.
Should you turn this down?
I'd dig it being up.
Okay. Yeah, I figured that was happening. John Hughes. The Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
You didn't know that from the music? Come on, Jimmy, get
I know.
the game.
I know, but I just watched it the other day.
Oh my god.
Oh, you're a god.
Well, since we're watching The Breakfast Club and we're watching a movie, I do want to mention we went to go see Alita Battle Angel today.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to throw any spoilers out there, but I will say that it was one of the first animes I ever watched as far as animated features, and I think the world was beautifully translated from the anime. I've never read the manga. And I also feel that the story, in comparison to the anime, was actually more enriched by character development and addition of certain aspects that weren't in the original story I was exposed to, which may have been a summary of the manga. I've never read it though. So, but yes, awesome movie. I think it was a great success in my mind as far as, you know, visually translating everything, and I will say they pulled another Ghost in the Shell. Beautiful.
And Christoph Waltz is in it.
Yeah, Christoph Waltz, amazing actor, and he plays a very good supporting role in this. As he's a great supporting cast member. He's very like. Christoph Waltz seems like one of those guys you'd want to work with in the movies because he just kind of boosts the performance for everybody. He seems like he's very over exuberant and has a lot of fun with it. So in this one,
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and in this one he tones himself down. He plays more of a father role, and it's really really neat to see how far he can, dial it up and dial it down. It's great.
Like Christopher Walken in Blast from the Past.
Just being this emotional, understanding father figure, and it's not something you're normally used to seeing with him. I mean, he's been anything from like a Nazi officer to, a Wild West assassin to all kinds of crazy. A next door neighbor in Downsizing. I mean, hanging out with all the,
Upstairs neighbor.
Yeah, upstairs neighbor in Downsizing, hanging out with like all the movie stars that have shrunk themselves down. It's really cool. But yeah, definitely, if you want to be entertained and you like to see some really cool like cyberpunk transhumanism, like 300 years in the future kind of techno-organic, people basically marrying themselves to technology. It's amazing because basically Christoph Waltz's character is this doctor/mechanic that basically helps repair people's prosthesis, and it can extend from anything to like just an arm to like a whole body, and it's
like that Full Metal Alchemist did.
Kind of, but this was pre-Full Metal Alchemist. Like, remember this I got to see the animated feature, and I think it was published here in the States probably about 95 or 96.
Oh, wow.
Which meant, and that was back on VHS, which meant it took like 4 or 5 years to actually get it dubbed and translated. So really,
at best,
in Japan, it hit theaters or whatever back in like 90, 91.
Yeah.
So this is a precursor to a lot of things, and yeah, I would say Full Metal Alchemist does draw some serious inspiration from it. But it's an amazing story, and it's so well translated. If you haven't seen it yet, you need to go out and see it. This is the opening weekend, so I'd expect it to be in theaters for a while.
For it being a live action anime.
I give it at least 6 or 7 weeks in the theater. So I think it's going to be that popular. Hell, I went out and bought a shirt, so I like it. It's an amazing movie. Definitely go check it out.
Jose's here and is about as on time as we were.
Welcome. How you been, Jose? We're hanging out, watching Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Breakfast Club.
Breakfast at Tiffany's. That's
One
awesome.
of his favorites.
That's Claire.
I love how
Not
that
Tiffany.
went down.
We'll find out what I'm doing. So what are they all doing? Having breakfast at their mom's? Is
You've
that what it
never
is?
seen this movie before?
Uh,
It's okay to admit it.
Wait. I think I know that guy. Is that
Yeah, it's that guy.
is that an older Steve Buscemi? Is that
No, that's
Oh,
Judd
no, it's
Nelson.
not that guy.
dude is fucking
Oh.
harsh.
Are you being for real right now, Jim?
You've never seen Breakfast
I might
Club?
be broken?
You've never seen Breakfast Club, have you?
Might be
You
broken.
haven't. Just
I might
admit
have
it.
blanked it out.
Next time I have to come in here, I'm cracking skulls.
Holy shit, that's Tom Cruise.
No.
That's Anthony
There's,
Michael
Tom
Hall.
Cruise is
No.
not in Breakfast Club.
There's like one other actor in this movie who just happens to not be in the scene. He's only in like a few scenes and for a very, very short period of time.
Yeah, I've seen Breakfast Club. I know who all these actors are. Fucking playing along with whatever the hell I was going on with in my head.
So I actually watched the Doom Patrol trailer this morning.
What'd you think?
I dig it.
Okay. I haven't watched the trailer. I've watched the teasers where they're like taking the pictures. Like they're taking the group photo.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I got to see. I didn't see an actual trailer yet, but I saw that it was out. So,
Yeah. Huge props to Brendan Fraser to finding some work, man.
Word up.
I mean, most of it's just going to be his voice, apparently, but hey, you're finding some work.
Is he the robot?
Yeah.
Oh, he's the robot?
Yep.
Who's the robot?
Cliff.
It's Cliff.
Former NASCAR driver, I believe.
Oh, okay. I'm curious to see how they pan that out. What is it, like a person in a robot? Is it like
I think he's
brand new robot?
I think he was severely injured and some weird guy did that
Put
to
a
him.
brain in a robot body.
That's what it looks like.
Okay. And what year does this look like it's going to take place? In my opinion, it seems like it's going to be really early, like JSA era type.
It looks 80s.
80s?
What helped me place that was the stock cars.
Okay.
Very boxy stock cars. They all look the same.
Okay, cool. Gotcha.
I think it's cool that because my kids have seen Stranger Things now, they'll see things at the store or somewhere and they'll say, that's so 80s, and I'll look at it and I'll be like, dude, it really is actually. Like, they know what the era is. That's kind of cool.
Well, looking back, it seemed like a tripped out era to live in, especially in fashion and music. And
I think it's cool that the kids now, though, get a dose of that from watching this, and they're aware of a lot of things they wouldn't have been normally.
yeah, and if you know, all parties involved are still alive, they probably still get royalties for it. So who
That's a
knows?
thing, too.
But I think John Hughes has passed. These movies are something awesome, you know.
I don't think so. I don't
No?
think he's passed
I
yet.
think he's still
You
being
really?
shitty on Twitter. Yeah.
Really?
Being real shitty on Twitter.
Maybe let me
What's he
take a-
doing on Twitter?
I might be
doing on
confusing him
Twitter?
with somebody.
Okay. I'm curious if he's being shitty on Twitter.
No, baby,
I wanna know
no,
the
no,
shittiness.
John Hughes,
no.
right?
Yeah.
No. You're thinking of Tyler Durden. That's who you're thinking of.
Tyler Durden's not a person.
I know, but there's a Tyler Durden handle on
Oh,
Twitter,
no.
and they're pretty shitty.
Great conversation.
No, he died in 2009.
I told you
He
was
did?
Yeah.
wrong. Told you. he
Oh
was
wow.
wrong. I remember because no, dude, Soren. I'm surprised you call me crying, man. You love John Hughes. It's fiction, but it's kind of like he tried to throw a bit of reality into it as well. Like nothing was ever really perfect in his films. It just even if you had like the perfect or there is no perfect ending. And that's kind of illustrated in how his films end up. You have this relationship developing between these two teens, and yeah, it ends, but it doesn't end the way either of them expect it to, and it may not exactly be perfect.
Jose, to answer your question on the royalties, it depends on the ownership.
Yeah.
Who owns it? Like Elvis's heirs still receive royalties for his songs
Right.
because he owned them. They were his intellectual property. Free grabs as far as copyrights go, I think now the requirement is 175 years. It has to be 175 years old and unclaimed.
Then it's
At that point,
public
then it
domain.
goes to public domain.
Yeah.
So right now where we're at, silent films. Or there's some really, really odd situations, such as the Fleischer Studios Superman
I'm
cartoons.
sure 175 years. 'Cause silent films have been around a lot less than that.
Well, that's a lot of the silent films went unclaimed
Oh,
with the innovation of talkies.
gotcha.
But no, Max Fleischer Studios on pretty much all their cartoons, the studio folded and nobody laid claim to anything. So, to my knowledge, all of it went to public domain.
Wow.
And then there's also a bunch of
So
stuff.
I should be feeling ripped off every time I go buy or replace a copy of the compilated
No,
Max Fleischer film.
I mean, I knew it and I still bought it.
Usually you can find that cheap anyway, like $10-15.
I mean, I bought a copy of Nosferatu,
Yeah.
and it's public domain.
But, it's cool to see somebody else's edit.
And then there are also certain properties that are so shitty that they can't make money off it anymore, and they just don't enforce the copyright on it anymore. Like Mario Brothers.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it's on YouTube. And you can watch it on YouTube.
Oh, you mean the animated?
No, the actual live action motion picture.
Oh, that one.
Because
Oh,
they
oh.
went so
The
long
wonderful
without being
one.
able to make any money off of it, they just quit laying claim to it.
And now everybody gets to see it.
Whatever.
You have a physical copy of it, though.
I mean, I was always gonna see it, but now everybody else can see it.
I went to the movie theater to see that with my grandmother.
It's one of my favorite movies.
It was so weird. Just sitting there, I was like, man, this is totally not what I expected it to be.
It wasn't what I expected it to be either, but I loved it.
Dennis Hopper as King Koopa.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. The Goombas. The Goombas
They
were
were
great.
cute.
Yeah.
Tiny little lizard heads. If you keep eating your hands, you're not going to be hungry for lunch.
Standing there on the elevator.
Those fucking shoes. Just badass shoes.
What the fuck?
That that bitch had. Jimmy knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, the what? The spring shoes? Was that
Yeah.
what yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. That shit was crazy. Did you ever see that movie? Mario Brothers?
Once, I think.
Okay.
I'll let you borrow
That's all you need, really. But
Alright, well, I had it recorded on a VHS, and
truly-
I wore the fuck out of that VHS.
it truly is a train wreck, but it's a train wreck to behold. It's like, wow, they really tried this.
Ooh!
They really tried. They put a lot of money and effort into this movie. They legit
They really
did.
tried. I know.
I loved it.
They tried so hard, they missed the mark.
Okay, I got some news that is very exciting for me.
Oh,
They are making a Kung Fu Hustle 2.
what?
I can't wait for that. I saw the announcement.
I
know.
Yes.
I will go see Kung Fu Hustle 15. Yeah.
Or Shaolin. Make another Shaolin Soccer after this.
That would be fucking sick.
Just please no more Kung Pao movies.
That was a different guy.
I know that was a different guy, and I mean,
Thank God.
please no more Kung Pao movies. Make something else.
No, but I think the guy who wrote and directed those and starred in them, I think he like tried to become like a legitimate actor for a while.
Mm.
And to my understanding, he actually experienced some success, but now he's coming back to his goofy karate movies.
Oh no. Just drink from the bottle there. Don't worry, it's just water.
No, Happy Feet is not live action. No, I would never say it is.
Happy Feet live action.
If Happy Feet was live action, it would be like Mad Max.
Yeah, we'll call that George Miller's Vacation.
Yeah.
Happy Feet 1 and
Is that
2.
the one with the fucking penguins in it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
George Miller did it. Both of them. The creator of Mad Max.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, he did 3 Mad Max movies, and he did some Happy Feet movies, and now he's back to Mad Max. Yep. So we'll call it George Miller's Vacation.
Speaking of which, have you heard anything more about?
George Miller's being George Miller. You'll know when he wants you to know.
Fair enough.
Josh Brolin's gonna play Dirty Man.
Yes.
Dirty, what's his fucking name?
Uh,
Help me.
he's going to be playing the Patrick Stewart role on Dune. I don't know if you ever saw
Crap, I need to
Dune.
put that on my list.
Yeah, you need to watch that shit. It's worth it. I mean, I would watch the original movie first, and then watch Children of Dune, or not Children of Dune, just Dune, the sci-fi, because it was
Yeah,
closer
there
to
was
the
Dune
book.
and there was Children of Dune.
Right, but those are a series.
Yeah, you kind of have to watch it. You have to watch it in order with the sci-fi ones. You can't go out of order with those because it won't make any fucking sense.
Got you.
But yeah, watch the Lynch first, and then the sci-fi treatment. The sci-fi treatment honestly isn't bad. It's caught a lot of flack
It's low budget.
because I mean it's the Sci-Fi Channel and it's Dune,
Yeah,
and it was before
Think-
it was SYFY.
you're gonna watch the
Ah,
you're gonna watch the David Lynch, and you're gonna be like, you know, this is a little hokey, and then you're gonna see that, and you're gonna be like, good God, this is like that movie, but mixed with Sharknado. Sharknado type effects is what I'm getting at.
hey, Sharknado's kept Tara Reid in work.
Yeah.
I'm okay
Yeah.
with her being out of it.
Good for
Personally.
Good for her. She's fighting flying tornado sharks with chainsaws and stuff.
Good to know I ain't
Chainsaws for
missing
flippers. That's got to be next, man.
Oh, you cut them in half with the chainsaw.
But if they have chainsaws for flippers,
There was a
It'd be
reason
great.
why the third one was like called "Oh No, Oh Yes We Did." I think it was Sharknado 3. Oh yes, we did.
Katsucon was this weekend. Jose, did you go? I don't know where that is. I've been out of the loop a little bit.
Well, if he's looking forward to the pictures from it,
Yeah.
I'm
Very
willing
cool.
to bet.
They're probably this weekend.
Then I was thinking that looks like he didn't go.
Excuse me, sir. Why would anybody want to steal a screw?
Is there a Frankenstein Sharks movie?
The what? Frankenstein versus Sharks?
Frankenstein Sharks.
Frankenstein Sharks?
So Sharknado, right? But the sharks are from the Frankenstein Sharks movie.
Oh, I don't know that movie. Yeah, I don't know that movie, bro. I mean, if that's another one of those sci-fi movies, I don't watch too many of those.
Sharkenstein.
Sharkenstein.
Oh, God.
So that is a movie.
Shark brought back from the dead.
Bitch, I'm awake.
2.2 out of 10 on IMDb.
Oh my god.
So bad.
It's pretty bad, bro.
Similar movies. Bigfoot versus zombies.
Snakes on a train.
Snakes on a train.
Shark Exorcist 2015.
Sharktopus.
Whoa, this one's worse. 1.5 out of 10. Shark Exorcist.
Man, shark versus octopus lady. That's not a real one, probably, but you know.
Octopus Lady. That's that
That's
bitch
where,
from Little Mermaid.
dude, that's where Lorcas come from, man.
Lorcas?
Lorcas.
Look,
So that's
Lame
Orcas
orcas?
came from the Terran universe.
no,
Is it a lame
not,
orca?
not Captain Lorca. No, the fucking Lorca. It's actually, I think it's supposed to be like one of those like mythical, like
Cryptid?
I think
like
she's busy
a moth,
tonight, Jose.
it's like a
She's supposed to be re-wicking her vape.
it's like a Mothman.
I did re-wick my vape, but you
Jersey
seem to have
Devil
chat
kind of
down.
thing,
Oh,
but
I don't know.
they're basically
handling
like a
that.
giant,
Alright.
they're a shark head with tentacle
But she's busy with
with a
something. I don't
tentacle
know.
body.
He says he's used to
It's-
you being his voice, so it's throwing him off.
Well, you started reading it, so I started doing other shit.
And yeah, she's busy doing other shit now.
You want another one? Yes. You got it. You got another one right there. That's another one, pal. Yes, Ro? Not even close. Good.
You didn't even get this chance at work.
Think I give a shit? Another.
Nah, I knew better. My anger is a little bit more violent than that.
That's 7 o'clock when we first get in your house.
Probably waiting for you to just blow up.
Most people do.
You know, I showed up an hour late. When I showed up, Johnny was standing there at the warehouse entrance. Oh, hey, Jimmy. Hey, Johnny. He's like, you okay? Like, yeah, other than being an hour late, and I'm okay. He's, oh, well, that's okay. I walked in like I usually do, at the back door, walked over, saw your desk clean, and I was just like, what the fuck happened? What? Who did what? Then Johnny comes in through the door, hey, so what happened to JD? He goes, oh yeah, no longer, yeah, whatever. You know, anyway, getting back to the movie. You should have. Should have.
No, Jose, Twitch was fun, but our viewership was dropping. And YouTube brought back our chance to use our software again, so we're back. That's the whole reason we left. It's because they changed the live streaming format to where you can only use YouTube.
Any opinions on whether or not we should have audio still, man? We should figure out a way to do that.
I could probably do that. I could probably source the audio.
Like, seriously, there's a crowd that listens to audio more than watch video. You think about it, people can do,
Our Ninja Turtles guy.
yeah,
Both of our Ninja Turtles guys.
yeah, and you know, when you're listening to something, you're free to do a lot more. You don't have to focus your attention with your eyes.
True.
But if you ever want to see us, we're always here.
Ali Sheedy.
Yeah, she aged like sour milk.
Mm-hmm.
Harsh.
She did, though.
Yeah.
She's She's not that bad.
No.
She just, yeah.
The dandruff for Snow on her drawing.
She played a crazy character in this film. Like, she was definitely the outcast among outcasts. She was the weird.
Wake up.
She was the weird girl that nobody talked to.
Yeah.
You know.
The compulsive liar. Wake up.
Who has to go to the left?
Everybody.
No, but I do love all these old John Hughes. You know, I've never seen St. Elmo's Fire.
Neither have I. I don't think. I don't know, man. Sometimes I watch movies, I forget what I'm watching. I mean, it's there. I just can't remember the title.
Do you know this was rated R?
Language.
No. Drug use.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
This and 16 Candles were rated R.
That's right. They got high in the library.
Ferris Bueller, PG-13.
There was no drug use.
Exactly.
I mean, I can get behind that, though, because we were watching this because we were screening all the John Hughes movies to see what we were going to let the kids watch, and that was the scene that got me going,
Yeah.
I'm okay with
They're
everything
going to
else.
put two and two together.
Like, we let the girls watch Ferris Bueller, but not this one because of that scene.
Yep.
Do you think that's good for you?
That's why I got away with watching it in high school.
Eh.
It was PG-13. It was either that or Rudy. Everybody else in the class wanted Ferris Bueller.
Rudy's a make you cry movie.
I know, but that substitute teacher played that movie every time he subbed.
Rudy?
Yeah, every time.
Yeah, I can see
Every
that.
time. But dude, we need to mix it up. I know you love this movie, but we need to mix it up.
John Favreau. Young and chubby.
Definitely not.
so little!
It was definitely not a message that any teacher would approve of letting a bunch of high school students watch. You know,
Ferris Bueller.
Like,
Everybody cut in
I
class.
thought that was hilarious. We were all sitting in class watching this one guy tell us about cutting class, like breaking the fourth wall before Deadpool did.
Yeah.
You know, talking to the audience like, you know, this is how you fake it. And everybody's sitting there in the classroom watching this.
You fake a stomach cramp while you're moaning and
I
wailing.
know it sounds childish.
You lick your
You
palms.
lick your palms.
I know it sounds childish, but so is high school.
Oh, man.
And Jennifer Grey, pre-nose job.
Yeah, baby. You know, I never put baby in a corner.
But she runs to the corner.
You know what's funny about that? In Ferris Bueller, after that movie, Jennifer Grey and Matthew Broderick had like a thing going on,
Yep.
and pretty crazy.
And Swayze hated her.
Yeah, yeah, he did.
I saw a meme today. There's two people decorating the baby room. Oh, we can put the crib over here, and he points to the corner of the room, and it's Patrick Swayze. Son of a bitch. Somebody drove into the fence at the school you work at. Now, you need to PM me on Facebook what school that was.
See you getting off on.
He wants to make sure it wasn't him that drove through that. Oh, I'm just playing.
Yeah, man, I mean, I get new dents and dings on my car all the time. Not really sure where they came from. Maybe it happened in a parking lot, and my car was sitting there by itself.
What are you being possessed by a symbiote or something? Does
Sometimes.
it take you out for like take over your body and go joyriding in your car at night or something?
Sounds like it'd be fun. I mean, if I was a symbiote, that's what I'd do.
Yeah. Finally found a copy. Speaking of which, finally found a copy of Venom on Blu-ray.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's actually pretty good. Had some neat extended scenes. There was an extended, believe it or not, there was an extended post-credit scene with Cletus Cassidy,
Ooh.
where it made the conversation a little bit more personal. So I think that's cool to see if you want to see a possible staging for some really cool, Venom sequels. They're definitely gunning for making a Venom versus Carnage film. And
you got to bring Tom Holland into that.
Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson as Cletus Cassidy.
I could see him in that role.
Yeah, you still haven't seen. You watched the movie?
Yeah.
Did you watch the post? You watched the post credits? Okay.
Course.
Yeah.
I don't trust Marvel, man.
Well, it's been posed to Tom Hardy as to whether or not he would be willing to take on Tom Holland's Spider-Man, as Venom, and
I know where you're talking about.
What?
The school that Jose works at.
Oh, okay. But yeah, they've talked about it. Tom Hardy's kind of joked about, that would be cool, but so is Vincent D'Onofrio talking about the Kingpin facing off against Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Which I would.
That'd be great.
I'd pay $30 to see that. It'd be well worth my money.
Now, I have faith in Woody Harrelson as Cletus Cassidy, but still, my favorite person that I would love to see in that role is got to be Jackie Earle Haley.
I'm right there with you. I think he can pull off insane. Really, really. I think Jackie Earle Haley can pull off, any character he could put his mind to. And he's an amazing actor, amazing man, really nice guy. What's up?
He was in that movie we just watched.
Yeah, he was in Alita, Battle Angel.
You guys talking about him being able to pull anything off? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, heavy CGI work, but his voice was very familiar. He played one of the big nasty recurring characters. Huge, massive, like cyborg. Pretty much all that was left on him that was of him being human was like patches of his skin that was kind of formed into armor, and then his head, and that was it. Everything else was like this massive, bigger than a juggernaut body that was all made of machinery and shit. But his voice sounded so damn familiar, and we watched the end credits.
Whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Who's that guy? Jackie Earle Haley. No shit. But yeah, I mean, he's an amazing actor. He lends so much talent to his roles, and I think he'd be great to play Cletus Cassidy.
Because he plays unhinged perfectly.
They decided to go with Harrelson, and I think he can play unhinged. Plus, I think Harrelson has more of. Harrelson has more of a stature for it. He's a taller guy. He's probably about 6'2", 6'3", I believe. I know him and McConaughey are pretty tall guys.
Yeah.
So that's something you want with Carnage. You want somebody, because Cletus Cassidy was skinny, but he was also very, very tall and lanky.
Yeah.
Carnage was an imposing figure, and I think if you face off, because how tall is Tom Hardy? I think he's closer
5'10", 5'11".
Yeah, he's closer to like Wolverine height.
Yeah.
But
that's why he was like one of the big favorites.
Wolverine was supposed to be short.
He
was, yeah.
Okay.
Wolverine was like 5'5", 5'6".
Yeah, something like that. Never heard.
Yeah, in the comics.
11,
Well, that was Hugh Jackman actually had at one point nominated Tom Hardy to be his replacement.
Yeah.
And this was all pre-Venom. And I don't.
Scott Eastwood.
Yeah.
Scott Eastwood is the new Wolverine.
That'd be good.
Really?
Yes.
Is confirmed?
No.
Oh,
that's who I want.
Yes, that would be a good choice as well. However, you look at stuff like Thanos and Cable being played by
Same guy.
Yeah, same guy.
Josh Brolin.
Thank you.
Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman moment. Yep.
This is where I'd be screaming at the fucking screen.
No. At this point, I already know who Gary Oldman is. I will probably never forget Gary Oldman's name. I'm saying that now, but it might happen anyway. But right now, basically, in my mind, it's like you got to have a mental image of Gary Oldman as Commissioner Gordon going up to the roof of GCPD and standing there and going, Wait, I came up here for something. The fuck was I here for? Oh, that's right, the bat signal. Shit. Yeah.
I wanna watch that movie. It's in black and white, but it's on color film.
What? I want to watch that movie. It's in black and white, but it's on colored film.
It's where they messed up and they made all the submarines out of styrofoam so they don't sink, and that's why we lost the war. As I'm saying it, I realized that's not a movie I saw. That was a dream I had. Right after that, I'm sitting there thinking, man, that'd be really cool, though. You could rewatch your dream whenever you wanted. And right as I'm thinking, that guy on the other end of the phone at the video store says, that's not a movie you saw. That's a dream you had. How the hell did you know that? Because you called last week trying to rent the same thing.
Oh, man. Is this the whole you fuck with the bull, you get the horns?
No, that already happened.
Oh, that already happened.
And you, quiet girl.
What's her?
You know, and I've now watched X-Men Apocalypse quite a few times, and it gets more and more
Depressing?
just confusing.
No.
There's so many plot holes.
Oh, I'm not looking forward to Phoenix. I mean...
That's got to be the bookend of that universe, though.
Oh, yeah, it is, for sure. It's unfortunate. I mean, it's unfortunate the characters were utilized in such a horrible way.
Yeah. Because, you know, Marvel's not going to touch them for a while.
Yeah.
They're going to let everybody try to forget about that.
I mean, I think it's very likely that Marvel will kind of let the gossip and everything play out just to see what people want. And it's pretty evident that people want to see Norman Osborn. They want to see Galactus and the Silver Surfer. They want to see Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
All these characters in an MCU film. I don't think if with that much popularity, it wouldn't be too hard to say, hey, you know, people want us to use these characters. We can probably bring other characters in as well.
Yeah.
That are integral to their story, and you know, if they own it outright, I think strike while the iron's hot. You know, right now I think that's why everything's in an upheaval. Why they are stepping away from phases. Why they're trying to pool all their properties under one roof.
Which the only thing they don't hold outright is the Hulk.
And Spider-Man.
Yeah. But both Sony and Universal have been at the table for a while now.
Well, they're making money and not having to do a lot of the work. So
yeah. All the work's getting split down the middle. Well, Universal hasn't done a solo Hulk movie in quite some time.
Right.
Which I think they're overdue. I think they ought to try to get one more in there while Ruffalo's still about.
Well, another big theory is we might see some later Marvel story arcs play out in the MCU, like say the Thunderbolts in several iterations. Maybe, I mean, we've already seen Baron Zemo. We know he's alive, or Helmut Zemo. It wouldn't be impossible for him to, or you know, in the absence of S.H.I.E.L.D., and there is a power vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
Something has to fill that vacuum. Something has to be the protectors in these, you know, the covert protectors that are government controlled.
Yeah.
You know, they have to be there and established, and the Thunderbolts were that team. The initial team was actually a bunch of disguised villains playing heroes. And
yeah.
Baron Zemo was the leader. He was Citizen B. And then you had several other characters that were former villains playing heroes. And it would really be awesome to see that. We got the Skrulls being introduced. We could see Secret Invasion play out. We'd bring in Norman Osborn, maybe. Save the day. Make Tony Stark seem like a vigilante, if Tony Stark's even in the picture at that point.
Which should also be a great segue to bring Deadpool into the fold with the
Not a
MCU.
vigilante, but a criminal on the run. Most wanted man on the planet, you know, and yeah.
But a Secret Invasion would be a great segue to have Deadpool enter the MCU, because he was
integral part of that. You could do Dark Avengers, which I hear is one of the bigger rumors out there.
Yeah.
Thunderbolts involving maybe General Ross.
Is there anybody in Dark Avengers that
Has
isn't necessarily MCU property that they've used?
on a technicality, Bullseye, but they never really called him that.
Yeah.
They called him by his name, Poindexter, which is his last name. Can't remember his first, but either way, yeah, marksman with the name Poindexter. Of course, he'd want to be called Bullseye.
Yeah.
He'd be called Chicken Hawk for all he wanted, and probably be fine. That sounds horrible. Anyway, Bullseye may fall under that because he was kind of in the Netflix
Yeah.
realm there. But I don't know. And hell, maybe Marvel and Netflix can come to an agreement to revise their contract that they signed. Who knows?
I do know that a large majority of the Fox Marvel universe is going to have to be scrubbed, just because you have
Scrubbed and polished.
you have two conflicting characters that are essentially the same character, Quicksilver.
Clean that giant porcelain bowl of all its impurities and then prepare to soil it yet again.
Yeah. Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts.
I love it when you make
Jose.
that face, baby. Her gross face. It's disgusting.
Sugar, Captain Crunch,
Ugh,
and butter.
that's a depression
Pixie
deal.
sticks. Those are pixie sticks. You should put pixie sticks on her sandwich. Now she's sticking the straws in her Coke. Then Captain Crunch
She's
it.
stoned.
Fuck yeah. Smash that shit in there. That's all she found in the fucking pantry that day. That's what, fuck it. This is good enough for lunch.
I love the upcoming hand slap. Anthony Michael Hall and Judd Nelson.
Alright. What you got in there? Trady Hath Coke.
Standard regular lunch.
Standard regular lunch.
Milk. Soup. The slap.
PB&J across the spectrum. Well, Brian, this is a very nutritious lunch. All the food groups are represented. Did your mom marry Mr. Rogers? Mrs. Johnson?
Yeah, I was just sitting there.
Son? Yeah, Dad. How was your day, pal?
So there's now two massive casting
Super. Say, son.
rumor strings going on right now. Batman and Bond.
Batman and Bond.
Oh, and Batman Damned #3 got pushed back.
I know what they need to do. They need to bring Daniel Craig over, have him play Batman, send Batfleck over to play Bond. That's what they should do. I shouldn't call him Batfleck. They fucking they retired him. So anyway, they should bring Affleck over to play Bond.
Which I'm willing to bet the reason Ben Affleck left the role is just frustration.
Yes,
Trying to get something rolling and
not
okay, all
succeeding.
right, me trying to do all of it. All right, y'all don't want that. That's fine. Let somebody else do that. I'll just act. That's it. I'll just act.
And then
It still wasn't rolling, and like, okay.
And
Try
I-
waiting. I got to do something to make money.
I think a lot of it was probably Warner Brothers getting,
Scissor heavy.
well, scissor heavy, maybe not so much, but maybe they felt that the Batfleck mantle was was just a little scary for them. They thought that it was negative negative backlash. But really, if you think about it, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah.
So, and what was it? I watched it earlier tonight, the Jimmy Kimmel episode where they retired his cape, and I can't remember his buddy's like his assistant, the guy that hangs out, speaks kind of broken Spanish, broken English, Spanish accent. I can't remember what his name is, but he came out dressed up as Robin, like from the 1960s Batman. And Kimmel asked him, he's like, so who are you dressed at? And he says Robert. He's fucking holding up Affleck's cape and cowl on like a mannequin. And they put it up in the rafters, but before they put it up there, he hooks it on there backwards, and it has Batfleck 22 on the back of it. And he goes, really? Was that, what did you put that on? He said, no, I actually put that on for production. We had it on the whole time in production, and they just digitally edited it out. Of course, a joke, because the joke is during production he didn't wear a cape during the action scenes at all, and they had to edit it in. So, good job on the cape, guys. Bad job on the lips. Anyway, it's not their fault. It was MGM. They were being turds.
Paramount.
Was it Paramount?
Paramount.
Oh, that's right. Mission Impossible. My bad.
Well, it is a little bit of Warner Brothers' fault. We had this discussion earlier this week.
Talking about Joss Whedon.
Whedon.
Sorry, Joss, if you're going to hear this, but, it's...
You build weird-ass universes.
You do, and some of them are
Not to knock it.
Yeah, no, some of them are marvelously marvelous representations of your imagination, and they bring so many people close to the characters within them. However...
When you look at those storylines and those universes as a whole, they're fucking weird.
Yeah. So,
And, Snyder had a thing going.
Yeah.
And you bring in Joss Whedon. Warner Brothers brings in Joss Whedon, known for creating weird shit. Now, MCU doesn't seem all that weird.
It's okay.
Because they built it.
It's okay. 20 years from now, we'll finally see the Snyder Cut.
Which apparently there's enough out there to exist.
Yeah. Just like we got the Richard Donner cut for Superman 2, which is now considered the canon.
Standard, yeah.
It is the canon cut. Because most of it was filmed. Most of it was filmed, and it just needed to be edited.
Yeah.
And somebody else came in and did the cutting. So,
Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
With their scissors.
Damn it, Warner Brothers. Put them down.
I think they were just running through the hall and just cutting shit up.
Some Bugs Bunny in there all willy-nilly with some scissors. And we're going to cut here, and here, and here, and here, and here. Looks good, right?
There's nothing left.
Perfect.
Looks like a motley sweater. Just all like a calico cat. Just shotgun colors.
I feel like Warner Brothers is just constantly shooting themselves in the foot by not letting the directors have the creative control.
Yeah.
And really going through extremes to edit to try and keep up with everything that's going against or competent. They're not trying to make a film speak for itself. They're trying to shoehorn a film into working, and it doesn't. You can't
just
expect
let 'em go.
Results.
Just
like
let them
that.
go.
Yeah.
Do what they're gonna do.
Let them do their thing.
Now, don't pull a full-on like Jeff Johns and have a whole bunch of people writing in different parts of the story, but not them communicating with each other.
Talking about Blackest Night.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah.
It was really hard to figure out where that one began and where it ended.
Because everything came out
and then
together.
Then you find out years later when you're reading it that it all happened all at the same time.
Yeah.
How the fuck? All right. Anyway.
And that's why whenever you get the trades, you have to read an issue, an issue, an issue, an issue, an issue, and then another issue, another issue, another issue, another issue. You have to read all the trades at the same time.
Yep. It's insane. I think this one's another cap.
But they got it right on Brightest Day. Because Brightest Day you can read from beginning to end.
Sorry.
Without having to jump from this trade to that trade to this trade to that trade. Back to 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to 1, 2, 3, 4. How you can read it is 1, and then 2, and then 3. But I read volume 1 of Transmet.
Yes. What did you think?
I really enjoyed it.
Was it as described? Blade Runner on crack, rolling through the desert with Hunter S. Thompson?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And my Sons of the Devil Volume 2 came in, so
Very nice.
I'll be reading that shortly.
Very nice. Is that the one with the
It's the orphan kids, and their father was a cult leader. And then they start going to group therapy, and the reader finds out that the therapist is the father.
Oh, I haven't read that one then.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty twisted. I'll let you borrow it if you want.
Okay. We can do that. What you doing over there, Tony?
Not paying attention.
Oh, okay.
Typing a petition for changing the school dress code at my daughter's school.
Getting involved in the PTA?
No.
No.
Don't. It's not a good idea.
My kid's protesting, and I'm getting involved in that.
Okay. Oh, so you're eventually going to have to get involved with, no, probably the school board.
No.
Run for school board. Just get on there and be like,
Oh,
fuck
they
you.
would. Parents would be pissed. No.
So what?
Parents would probably actually like her.
Well, she wrote me like this little crappy one, and I was like, you know what? If you want to legit change, I'm gonna help you out a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make this look a little bit better, so you have something you can actually present to someone, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah.
You know, if I had any sort of school board position, I'd have like the little nameplate, and I'd have like a little sterno can behind it, so it just looks like I always have an open flame on the desk. Because that's how I roll, baby. Every bonfire starts with a spark.
What would you, where, my question is,
Somebody hands me something I don't want.
No. What, so you can have like a closet full of cases of sterno, just so you can have that can there whenever it's done. Okay.
Yeah, somebody hands me a piece of paper. I don't like what I read. That's what I think about that.
Why don't you just pipe in gas, or like a
Actually, that's not a bad idea. I like it.
Yeah.
Little Bunsen burner.
Yeah. I mean, that might be a bit more risky. Sterno might be better. And then, if somebody pisses you off, the sterno comes in handy because you just
It's a weapon.
fling it at them, right onto their face.
Fast hands.
Oh, that'd be terrible. Anyway,
Yeah.
don't ever do that to anybody. That's a horrible thing to do.
Matter of opinion.
You want any of these?
Yeah, I'm good.
You good? You want any for your hat? No.
Nah.
Got a Daredevil?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Fine. Take my gifts back.
If you had been Riley, hey, we'd be talking.
Yeah, well, I don't think they did a bit Riley on this one.
It's crying
Sorry,
shame.
dude. Sorry.
It's very anti-establishment, and I love it.
It's nice.
That's the last time you ever make me look at.
Yeah, Jose says Tanya's writing one hell of a letter.
It says hate letter. It's not a hate letter. It's a protest. Is it a hate letter? Don't do
I
a
think
hate
it's
letter.
wonderful.
Uh-oh.
Like, she had a list of things that they wanted to change, and one of them was untucked shirts, and so that was just like in a list form. But I added in this whole thing where I said, I've taken many tests over my years in school, some with my shirt tucked in and some without. I've never once done my homework with a shirt tucked in, and yet somehow my grades continue to remain unaffected.
This might get you into trouble.
Nah,
No.
it'll be alright.
They're gonna obviously your daughter didn't write this.
I helped.
Yeah, look, I've got the original. I just took some creative license.
Yeah, I'll say I helped.
Get on your
I don't work for the school.
Let's find out how tough you are. I want to know right now how tough you are. Come on. I'll give you the first punch. Let's go. Come on. Right.
Do it. Do it. Do it.
Take a shot.
Do it.
He's way better than me.
Just take one shot. That's all I need. Just one swing.
So I would have come flying off that desk, boy. Forget the fist. You need to worry about the knee.
This one. You're a gutless turd.
Gutless turd. That's a wiggle. That's unlawful restraint. I still want to hear the rest of this fucking joke.
Oh yeah. Well, you kind of forgot about it. I've probably mentioned this before, but Judd Nelson was a sheriff in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. And Kevin Smith is a huge Judd Nelson fan.
Yep.
Loves Judd Nelson.
It's been mentioned in a lot of the movies.
Yeah, and he actually had Judd Nelson on the set and had him do a B-roll of different takes
Oh, yeah.
from when he's talking to his deputies after Will Ferrell goes down the drainage or the little drainage thing.
Yeah.
And he starts talking to his deputies and he's like, all right, stuff like, let's go back to the station house. Draw straws. One of you's going to blow me. All right, let's go back to the station house. Circle jerk. Glaze us some donuts. Let's go back to the station house. It's just...
Cornhole of drunk.
Yeah, cornhole of drunk. I think that was the one they settled on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just in my office when I heard a ruckus. Describe the ruckus, sir.
Let's see. Anthony Michael Hall. The most recent thing I've seen him in was in the Nolan Dark Knight films.
That's right. That's right.
He was the news reporter for GCN, Gotham. I think GCN News. I think it was
I think so.
Gotham City News. He got kidnapped by the Joker.
Yeah.
Was that the noise you're talking about?
No, it wasn't. That was not the noise I was talking about.
Oh.
I may not have caught you in the act this time, but you can bet I will. You may hope on that. And you, I will not be made.
I'm not reading that.
He's got the seat cover.
It slipped.
It was an accident. You're an asshole. Sue me.
Hey, Ahab, can I borrow my dubage?
Well, it's too bad they're in Sherman, Illinois, because, if they were in California, she probably would sue him.
Yeah.
And it's, Sherman, Illinois doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Does that mean that there's no law in Sherman, Illinois? It's like,
No, because Ferris Bueller's sister's got 2 speeding tickets
that's
on the way
right.
home.
That's right. They're only there to catch people speeding.
She's preoccupied, Jose.
Like, did it ever weird you out that in 16 Candles, like, I don't ever remember seeing any cops involved in the situation. Were there?
I don't
If
remember.
there were, it was like very minimal. Like nobody got the cops calling. Not at the house party. Not with Dong
Well,
and
that's-
his fucking hijinks.
Well, that was
Yeah.
also a rich neighborhood.
Yeah,
Cops don't really roll up in there for parties.
well, yeah, but there was just a lot of craziness going on.
That's
in that
true.
movie.
Automobile.
Yeah, fucking long duck Dong. think like the younger brother referred to him as Long Duck Dick at one point.
There's a Chinaman in my room.
She go to church, get married.
She's getting Maddie.
She getting married. Married? Yes, married. She go to church with Oily Bohum. Get married.
See, this scene right here is why it's
drug
rated R.
Yep. Yeah.
And then Emilio Estevez coming out of the private reading room, just blazing,
Dancing around like he's,
possessed.
yeah.
You know how fucked I am. I am so passionate. Everybody loves me so much.
It makes me wonder, did they have experience at smoking pot at this point, or were they just pretending like they had?
I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
There you go.
Over-exaggerating.
Foreign language room.
Fucking.
He has smogged that room out.
Well, he just threw the roach. Like, dummy.
In
Yeah.
a library. Surprised books didn't burn.
The carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you get busted.
This is the 80s. That carpet would have
Oh,
been
wait.
made from like flammable material and shit, man.
Asbestos.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, they were already on the abatement kick at that point.
Okay. I couldn't remember when. If it was the
86.
early 70s. Okay.
86 is when this came out, I think.
Yeah.
Ferris Bueller was the last of this little series to come out. And who would know, less than a decade later, he'd be coaching a Pee Wee hockey team in Minnesota.
For Disney.
Yeah. Who actually recently did a reunion
Hey, Carl.
to drop the puck at an Anaheim Ducks game.
Really?
Yeah.
Very nice.
What are you doing in the basement files? Oh, nothing. Homework here.
That's very true, Jose. Very true.
Confidential file.
Most teachers do not know the difference between a cigarette smoke and pot smoke.
Nowadays, they probably do.
They probably do because they are.
I don't know, man. I had a biology teacher back in high school. Everybody swore up and down he'd like snuck behind the T building, smoke a J every once in a while.
Well, we are all out of time, and I think we're out of shit.
I got plenty of shit. I'm just, waiting for a later time.
Well, we're out of shit for
Really?
tonight.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am.
What time is it? It's 9:35. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
We're there.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Damn the man.
Go see Alita, Battle Angel.
Always spackle before you paint.
That's good advice.
Anna, final thought.
Baby. She's shaking her head. She's
Nope.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Look at memes.
Looking at memes. Look at some memes.
there you go. Good night, everybody.
This is great. You're a thief.
Bye.